So recently, I unlocked my human rights. I'm also even further in debt. The bazaar tells me I'm making money, but the drop in my bank account tells me otherwise. Probably on account of the very necessary cosmetics I needed to buy. If I'm applying burnt text to one of my pets, you know I have to get a matching skin for it. There is and will always be no exception. Point is, I have a Hellfire Rod now. So my stupid fishing experiments are no longer bound to just water. I can now realistically test any type of lava fishing, which is why we're in the You see, I got tired of foraging, so it's time to conquer another skill. Magma fishing, worm fishing, and miner fishing. Wait a second. Your Honor, I swear, it was just in Minecraft. Wait, no, I mean, the miner was already dead. For the record, we are not here to see if these methods are good. We are here to see if these methods are still bad. The only method to have seen the light of day is worm fishing, and unfortunately, it has been night for the past 2 months. Let me just preface by saying, at least as a solo fisher, I don't think any of these will be good, and I don't think you should do any of them unless you are Iron Man, so let's just see how bad it really is. The magma fields only have 2 possible sea creatures to catch, the lava blaze and the lava pigman. Both are pretty unremarkable except for the fact that they drop magma cores, and give a not completely terrible amount of fishing XP considering they're the only 2 possible sea creatures. That also means you don't need to use whale bait. Instead, just use whichever bait gets you closest to max stats. But, how do you actually fish here? Stick around for too long and it'll start to feel like a Vegas afternoon. But taking time to cool off, or dying, is downtime. So what do? Well, you have 2 options. The first one is using a Soul Whip or Flaming Flay to semi-quick cast in the lava beneath the crystal nucleus. Any magma field's lava works, but this is the easiest to access. This one block here is what separates you from human combustion. This method requires no physical setup, but you should have good enough stats to one-tap these guys. You can also use these pet rules to get more Magic Find on kill, but it'll take too long to swap to another wardrobe each time, so you'll inevitably lose out on some Magic Find. Your second option is to build a wall. 4 walls, actually, with a floor and a ceiling. We need to build a house, but before that we need some real estate. Some free real estate. And it's free for a reason. Starting from the nucleus, head down to the same spot as before, but actually enter the magma fields. Then either follow my path here, or if you're just listening, you should actually watch my videos. I put a lot of time and effort into them, and I'm currently in your walls to see if you're enjoying it. And if you are, why not like and subscribe? It's free, I appreciate it a ton, and... excuse me? There's a structure here. What happened to free real estate? This is supposed to be public property. Well, let's try that again. And yes, I do need to visit Portal Hub every single time I enter the nucleus, because Hypixel not only wants my time, but also my money. And there's another structure here. People really be building houses in the Earth's mantle to save on property taxes. And here is where we'll be building our house. Dig out a 2x2 hole on the side of the lava, then cover the lava with a 2x2, build walls around it to form an empty 2x2x2 space above the floor, leaving a small gap on the same side with the hole, and in front of the hole, dig out a spot for you to fish from, make sure it's at Y level 64 or higher, and voila, we have our house. Oh, no, we're not living in it. We're killing in it. With fire. It's more efficient that way. Sea creatures you fish up will phase through the floor and get trapped inside. Once you reach the cap, swap to a Magic Find setup, use a Fire Veil wand, swap to a Daedalus blade, and watch them burn. Just be sure not to accidentally punch a pigman. Jesus Christ, what is going on in there? Better put them out of their misery. To see how much of a difference each method makes, I tested both of them for 2 hours each. That was a lie. I only did the second test for 1 hour because I've already spent too long figuring out how to fish here, and I need to begin working on this video. The next 40 hours will not edit itself. The only difference in gear between the 2 tests were the weapons and the ability to swap to a Magic Find set. For each test, I had 300 fishing speed, 100 sea critter chance, 12 double hook chance, and 54.5 fishing wisdom. Ammonite is insanely broken, and I highly recommend working on your Heart of the Mountain and mining levels to make the most of it. I used Festive Magma Lord armor, Pitchin Hellfire Rod with a Titan line, 3/4 Gale Splash with a Thunderbolt necklace all reforged to Snowy, Ammonite Pet with burnt texts, Golden Dragon Pet for Magic Find, Minnow Bait, Subterranean Fisher 40 from Heart of the Mountain Tier 6, accessories, some passive bonuses, and attributes. Creature Fisher 10, Blazing Fortune 10, Fishing Speed 10, Sea Wisdom 10, and Magic Find 10. For semi-quick casting, I used a Flaming Flay, and for questionable barn fishing, I used a Fire Veil wand and Daedalus blade. In the first and second test respectively, per hour, I got 45,000 and 41,000 topaz, 24 and 30 eternal flame rings, 24 and 35 magma cores, 26 and 24 blazing spheres, 1,987,000 fishing XP, 501 and 505 lava blaze bestiary, and 513 and 446 lava pigment bestiary. Everything sold for 14.1 mil and 20 mil. Now, I may have gotten a bit lucky in the second test, but that is kind of the point. As a wise man once said, more magic find equal good. For someone with an actually good magic find setup, you could probably get a lot more. But then again, someone with an actually good magic find setup wouldn't be found dead magma fishing as a money-making method. Also, I only realized afterwards, but there is a perk at Heart of the Mountain tier 8 which gives 30 magic find on mining islands. I don't know why I didn't know about this. I am very stupid, and I'm not gonna retest just for 30 magic find. Just assume I would have gotten slightly more money in all methods. That said, my fishing setup is at least somewhat decent, and although 20 mil per hour is more than I expected, it's still only 20 mil per hour. I would not be doing this if not for making a video. Please give me my time back. Getting 1 mil fishing XP per hour was also unexpected. Maybe I'm still living in 2022, but that's kind of a lot, right? It's no Crimson Isles or anything, but for a fishing method below level 22, giving that much. No. Strata surfers require fishing level 17, need no advanced strategy or build, and while using the exact same setup, gives 1.6 million fishing XP per hour, while also making more money per hour. You also get to progress through several parts of hunting, so this is quite literally one of the best multitasking fishing methods you could do. The only downside is you don't get fishing XP for hunting them, meaning you do need to choose between money or XP, but that is also a bug, which the admins will surely fix in less than a millennia. But this isn't a Strider Surfer video, this is a Crystal Hollows fishing video, and here are the top 10 reasons why it's actually good. Number 1. A classic money-making method from ye old times, of 4 years ago. Content-wise, worm fishing has been done to death and back, and as a result, done to death. It needs no introduction, it needs no further explanation, but I'm gonna do it anyways for the coherency of this video. Worm fishing is the act of fishing worms. You can do this one of two ways: water fishing in the goblin hideout with worm bait, or lava fishing in the precursor ruins. Also with worm bait if you need it, but any stat boosting bait works. The lava fishing variant is objectively better. Flaming worms have a 25% chance to drop worm membrane. The big money of this method. Water worms and poisoned water worms only have a 15 and 20% chance respectively, on top of requiring worm bait to consistently catch them. This isn't a problem with flaming worms since they are the only lava sea creature to be caught above the magma fields. The problem lies in actually finding lava in the precursor ruins. You can run around blindly until you come across a structure with lava in it. You can lobby hop until you find a precursor ruins with a Kazakh dome, trackable with wishing compasses. You can do anything else. But when you do find lava, all you need is a singular block. Outline the lava with stone, and on one of its sides, dig a hole 2 blocks deep. Then build up walls around you, the lava, and the hole. This is essentially compact barn fishing, and you've probably seen it in any other video about worm fishing. With your second murder house not constructed, you can do pretty much the exact same thing as the magma fields. Catch worms, they get tossed into this hole, and when you reach the mob cap, use a fire veil wand and daedalus blade to kill all of them quickly while benefiting from looting and magic find. Do keep in mind, if you one-shot flaming worms with fire veil, you might not have enough time to swap to daedalus blade, meaning you won't benefit from looting or magic find. If you are too good at the game, you can use a Totem of Corruption to increase the worm's health. Corrupted drops barely add anything to the end total, but besides increasing the worm's health, it can be useful for silver collection and getting obfuscated trophy fish. For this test, all my stats and gear were pretty much the exact same as the previous test, with the addition of the Totem of Corruption. I ran the test for 1 hour and got 41,000 sapphire, 363 membrane, 24 eternal rings, 1400 sulfur, 414 obfuscated 1 trophy fish, 798 corrupted frags, 474,000 fishing XP, and 1005 flaming worm bestiary. In total, everything sold for 14.5 mil. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. Worm fishing has been optimized to the point where anything less than optimal makes too little money to be worth it. And since being optimal requires a party, which I don't have, The only thing of value I got was 1000 work bestiary. Even the fishing XP is awful at best. You'd get more fishing XP from fishing in normal water.
Took a swim with my new friend.
It's minor, as in Minecraft. Wait, we're not doing this again. Instead, what if we called it
Started drowning, getting hard to breathe, he said.
Also known as fishing. This is the act of fishing for abyssal miners in the jungle, precursor ruins, or mithril deposits. We will be doing this in the jungle because there is a lot of water here, and I am tired of spending half of my testing time just finding a place to fish. These guys only drop one thing of value, Piscary 6 books, which grants a whopping +1 fishing speed over Piscary 5, at the cost of 3.3 mil. It is also the only unique water sea creature added to the crystal hollows besides the worms, which can't even be caught in the same zone anyways, meaning you'll be catching the same basic water sea creatures 98.2% of the time. I am going clinically insane. You could build a house similar to the one used in worm fishing, but personally I prefer this one. It's so spacious inside. What if we extended rooms vertically instead of horizontally? First, find anywhere with vertically flowing water. Then create walls around the source and down about 6 blocks. Also make sure the source is covered up top. Build down one further to create your floor. Dig out 1 block in the wall to throw out any trash. And there you go. With this, you can vertically quick cast, eliminating any downtime from overcapping mobs through barn fishing and keeping mobs you can't one-shot in one spot. In my opinion, barn fishing doesn't really matter here since the only mob you really care about is the abyssal miner. And excuse me? This was not supposed to happen. I was literally just recording this to show people how to build this thing. Like, huh? What? This is already worth more than all the money I've made from these tests combined. Okay then. That aside, when you catch abyssal miners, you can swap to a magic find set, kill them, and swap back to continue fishing. My stats and gear for this test are mostly the same as before, except I'm using Rod of the Sea instead of Hellfire Rod, Daedalus Blade to attack instead of Fire Veil Wand, Whale Bait instead of Minnow Bait, and the Blazing Fortune attribute does not apply to water sea creatures. In 1 hour of testing, I got 1 Piscary 6 book, and that is literally it. Everything else is either a normal fishing drop you can get from any other type of water fishing, or worth less than a couple thousand coins. This was literally 3.3 million coins per hour. Jesus Christ, give me my time back. The only reasons you should ever be doing this is if you are incredibly lucky, you are on Iron Man and want Piscary 6, or you're grinding bestiary in a party, because goddamn, the least amount of time you can spend doing this, the better your mental health will be. Speaking of, I also got 754,000 fishing XP, and 23 abyssal miner bestiary. So hey, it at least gives 59% more fishing XP per hour than one of the worst fishing XP methods in the game. That's a win in my book, and the fact that I don't read has nothing to do with that. Remember, we weren't testing if these methods were good, we were testing if these methods were bad, and it seems we've succeeded with flying colors. Ranging from not nearly as terrible as I thought, to God almighty why did I do this, Crystal Hollows fishing has the perfect flavor of dog to fit anyone's palate. The only real upside to Crystal Hollows fishing is the Subterranean Fisher perk if you're struggling with fishing stats, and the fact that you can build your ideal slaughterhouse. It's not all bad though. Piscary fishing is so similar to standard water fishing, you could probably do it during spooky and fishing festivals with minimal effect on event sea creature weights, while still benefiting from Subterranean Fisher and Ammonite's Expert Cave Fisher perk. And maybe, just maybe, you will land yourself over 300 million coins just because. But with that said, thank you all for watching, be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.